Ethan and Chloe lived on the 34th floor, suspended over the city in the glass box they called home. Their life was a carefully curated collection of successes, the right jobs, the right friends, a shared future that clicked neatly into place like the heavy lock on their apartment door. But Chloe had a secret, a jagged, thrilling crack in their perfect facade. His name was Julian, and what they had wasn't a love affair. It was a contagion, a feverish, reckless escape from the sterile air of her life. She thought she was an expert at managing the symptoms, at keeping the sickness contained. She was wrong. The discovery didn't come from a stray text message or a lipstick-stained collar. It was far more savage. Ethan had come home early, a bouquet of rare, black calla lilies in his hand, an inside joke from their first date. He heard noises from the bedroom. Not the gentle sounds of love, but something guttural, frantic. A primal, rhythmic sound that made the hairs on his arms stand up. He didn't barge in. He simply stood in the hallway, listening, as his world was torn apart, brick by brick. When the sound stopped, and the front door clicked shut moments later, he walked into the living room. And there it was, on the coffee table. His old digital camera, the one he thought he'd lost months ago. Its battery light was blinking. With a cold, creeping dread, he pressed play. It wasn't a photo. It was a video. Raw, unsteady footage of his own bedroom, his own bed. And on it, Chloe and Julian. But it was the nature of the act that shattered him. It was demeaning, almost violent. He watched as this stranger treated his wife like an object, and he watched as she reveled in it. The true gore wasn't the act itself, but the look in her eyes, a wild, desperate submission he had never seen and would now never unsee. And the final, soul-crushing violation, as the video ended, Julian, breathing heavily, turned the camera on his own grinning face and whispered, "Thanks for the loner, buddy." A stillness fell over Ethan. The kind of profound silence that follows a catastrophic explosion. The rage was there, a white-hot supernova in his chest, but it didn't erupt. Instead, it collapsed inward, compacting into a singularity of pure, cold hatred. He methodically took out the memory card, snapped it in half, and flushed the pieces. He wiped the camera down with a microfiber cloth until it shone, placed it back in the drawer where it belonged, and threw the black lilies down the trash chute. When Chloe emerged from the shower, humming, he was on the sofa, watching the news, his expression placid. His revenge was not a single, clean act. It was a slow, meticulous dismantling of her sanity. The next morning, as she made coffee, he came up behind her. She flinched when he touched her hair, and he smiled. "Just a stray," he said, his voice impossibly gentle, as he tucked a strand behind her ear with the exact same motion Julian had used to yank her head back in the video. She stared at him, bewildered. He began to torture her with kindness. He bought her a necklace one day. As she opened the box, her breath caught in her throat. It was an exact replica of the cheap, gaudy choker Julian had clasped around her neck. "What is it?" he asked, his brow furrowed with fake concern as he saw her pale face. "I saw it and thought of you. Don't you like it? I thought it was your style." She started to unravel. "You're acting weird, Ethan. You're different," she'd accuse, her voice tight with panic. He would respond with devastating calm. "Chloe, honey, listen to yourself. You're being paranoid. You've been so stressed and forgetful lately. Honestly, I'm getting worried about your state of mind. Are you sleeping enough? Maybe you should talk to someone." He made her feel insane, crafting a cage of her own guilt, and then calmly pointing out the bars as if she'd built it herself. The final confrontation came on a Tuesday. He was calmly chopping vegetables for a dinner he knew she wouldn't be able to eat. She stood in the kitchen doorway, her face tear-streaked and desperate. "Stop it!" she screamed, her voice echoing in the pristine kitchen. "Just stop. I know you know. Say it. Just say something. Yell at me. Hit me. Do something." Ethan stopped chopping. He placed the knife down on the cutting board with surgical precision. He turned to face her, his eyes empty, devoid of any light or emotion. He looked right through her, holding her gaze for a full 10 seconds of unbearable, suffocating silence. Then, a razor-thin smile formed on his lips. "What on earth are you talking about, my love? Dinner is almost ready."